Hi guys, welcome back to the Jedi Knight of the Woods channel, and thanks for joining me for what is essentially part 2 of a video I did just a couple of days ago around the 5 items that I would take in an emergency survival sort of bug out situation. Apologies if it went on a little bit long, but I felt it was quite important to go through some of the options and just explain why I'd chosen them over alternatives. And what I've got here laid out for you on this, one of the items that I chose, which was the wool blanket, is another selection of items. You know, some of them are fitting in with that Dave Canterbury 10C options, and some of them aren't. So here's a few for you that I thought I'd go through, and I'll end up with 5. The thing to point out to you guys as well is this is sort of like a survival bug out situation. It's stuff I'm going to grab from home or maybe keep in the car. I've lived in the local area all of my life in southern England, lived in the same county all of my 36 years, which is going to now sort of lead on to the first of these items. And just to run through them, at the top of the screen here, just this bit here, you can see, if I move this up a bit, is the net hammock. Then in black here I've got a dry sack that's all rolled up. I've got the army poncho, first aid kit, roll of duct tape, Petzl light, Leatherman surge, compass, and the cotton chamal. Some of these might be fairly obvious, but some of them probably won't be. And again, although it's a hypothetical situation, I've tried to take it as seriously as possible to look at those items that I feel would be really beneficial to me in that situation. And this is over and above the 5 that I chose before, which was the wool blanket, the Bugout Designs bottle, the hatchet, the fire steel, and I think that was it. I can't remember if there was another one. So there was the Bugout Designs, the wool blanket, the hatchet, fire steel, oh, and the paracord, that was it, the cordage. So the fact that I've lived in this same area all of my life, and I kind of got a pretty good idea of where I'm going, what I'm doing, is going to lead me on to this first item that I'm actually going to remove. And you know, some people are going to be screaming from their armchairs going, no, don't do that, you know, so on and so forth, but I'm going to anyway. And that's going to be the compass. I'm going to take that out of the equation because, as I say, I mean, you know, these things are there to supplement the skills that you've developed over time. And although it's not absolutely perfect, I'm able to use certain different ways of navigating using my analog watch as a basic direction finding tool, using certain ground and geological sort of indicators, the trees, the plants, and so on and so forth, the way they grow, the weather systems, all those sorts of things to give me some kind of basic direction finding capability. So I'm going to remove the compass and go with my basic means of navigation. So the next thing that I'm going to kind of remove, I think, bearing in mind this is a bug out kind of survival situation type scenario, I'm going to remove the first aid kit from this. I was thinking about keeping it in because there's so many different things in there that could be, you know, used, but then I thought, well, is there really? The container might be able to boil water, but I've already got the guide for that. So I'm going to take that one out. I mean, we're talking about, you know, 3, 4, 5 days a week at the most of a survival situation. Long term, I would like to have something like this available to me, but again, for things like, you know, headaches, I can use willow bark, or you know, the different sort of wilderness remedies for certain things. So first aid kit is out, and that's going to leave me with another couple of items, and this is where it gets kind of tough, actually. Yeah, it does get kind of tough. The next item I think I'm going to remove is going to be the dry bag. Basically, you know, if you've watched Dave Canterbury's video, he talks about having one of these dry sacks as his sort of 11th item, so that's not really fitting into my 10 in the first place, but I've got the blanket, I can carry stuff around. Really, I don't sort of care if too much of the kit gets wet. What I care about is me getting wet and losing my body heat. So I'm going to take away that one. And this one now has left me 6 items. And It's a bit of a tough one, this one. Where do we go from here? Some people say that the candling device is an important one, and I guess it is to a degree, but if I'm sensible about things, then I can get, you know, whatever I need to get done during the daylight hours and hunker up at night time. So I'm not sure the Petzl is absolutely necessary. But then having said that, if I'm looking to move around at night time, it's got a light to it. It enables me to move at night, hunt at night. It's also got a whistle on there for signalling purposes. I'll leave that for the minute. One item that I'm going to keep, I think, has got to be, and I'm going to get this one out the way early, it's going to be the net hammock, actually. I know water is the more essential of the two items out of food and water. But you know, what if things turn into a little bit more of a desperate situation, or a longer situation that I've got to deal with? Obviously the first thing that comes into mind is that net hammock gives me something to sleep on comfortably. It raises me off the floor. Okay, heat can disperse from my body that way, but you know, if I've got other ways of warming myself, you know, maybe the hammock might be an idea, because you know, a good night's sleep is invaluable. But not only that, this thing also enables me to set up a ground trap using a carabiner and pass one loop through the other, so that I can lay that down as a sort of spring trap on the floor for catching food. You can use it as a basic small kind of net, fishing. You can use that as a rabbit net as well. I'm going to keep that. Procurement of food, it gives me a number of options: spring trap, rabbit net, pigeons, birds, squirrels. That's a good load of calories there, and I know in my local area there's plenty of those animals around. So the other thing that I think I'm going to keep is going to be the poncho, the army poncho, because I think really that can offer me options as a tarp, which will then free up the wall blanket to keep me warm, some bedding. If I'm moving around during the daytime, it covers me and my kit, and it keeps us dry. You know, it can offer some options that, you know, long term are more beneficial. So that gives me the poncho and the net hammock as definite yeses. And then we come down to the other ones, a multi-tool. I'm looking at a bug out situation. I've got a blade on there, I can do some fine carving. I've got some scissors, there's another cutting option. What am I going to need a screwdriver for? But I'll tell you what I do have on there is a wood saw. And the fact that I've got a wood saw available means I can process wood for doing lots of other different things as well. And it's got an awl, which is invaluable, so I'm going to keep that. So that leaves me with the cotton chamois and the duct tape. The duct tape is great for so many different things. It's great for patching yourself up if you've got a cut or something. Use the chamois as a dressing, sphagnum moss as a dressing that's actually got some antiseptic capabilities in it. Shelter building, repairs to the poncho, all those sorts of things. So I think I'm going to keep the duct tape. That's good for so many different things. I can make a tripod with it, I can repair my poncho, I can use it for cordage. Yeah, duct tape's going to stay there. And then it comes down to the last two really. It's that chamois or the Petzl. And I think out of the two, I'm going to plump with the Petzl, the candling device. The chamois is going to be so, I can use that for filtering water, I can use it as a sling, I can use it as a head cover. I'm loath to get rid of it, but I'm going to, because anything that I can use the chamois for, I can use a piece of wool blanket for. Excuse me, sorry, I'm knocking the camera. So there you have it, guys. That's my additional 5 items. That's the net hammock, sleeping, catching food, fish, birds, rabbits, squirrels. Good source of food if it gets, you know, period of time when I need to start looking for food. The duct tape, as we all know, it's good for so many different things, particularly repairing kit, and that's the thing, is the longevity of the equipment that I've got. The Petzl light, I just see so much benefit from having the infrared for night vision, preserving night vision, candling power in the night time if I need to go for a pee. As we know, or if you don't know, that you know, when you need a pee, it's better to get rid of the waste water within your body, because your body's taking valuable calories up, heating and keeping that fluid within your bowel at a body temperature. So that's going to mean that I can do you know, certain things in the darkness and the night time, which otherwise I wouldn't be able to. And the fact that it's got a whistle on there as well, rescue purposes, that's handy. So that's my 5. If I had to put a 6th in there, I think I would chuck the Shamar back in. And being as Dave Canterbury did it, and he chose an 11th item, that's my 11th item. So there you go, guys. I hope that's given you food for thought. Maybe some people agree with some options, some people won't agree with others, but that's my choices. And look forward to the next video with you.